Welcome to the Curve Weekly, where we read the finance news so that you don't have to.
I'm Vic Harris. I'm an ex-fund manager and a financial expert.
And I'm Sophie Hallwright. I am not a finance expert. I am learning alongside you and asking all the questions that you wish you could.
Coming up in today's episode, we have a bit of an update on Bitcoin, AMD, and gold as well.
The world's biggest, most legendary investor is sitting on the most cash that he ever has, 382 billion. So we talk about what does that mean and what does it mean for the sort of decisions that you should be making around your investments.
And we discuss perhaps one of the biggest changes in the UK right now in terms of financial education.
And lastly, there is something very sad happening in New Zealand. It's a big deal. And we're going to talk about why that is going to impact the economy and people's wallets.
But before we dive in, we're talking about some very famous people. How are you feeling, Soph? You sound sexy.
Do you think? I feel like I sound nasally, which is not sexy. Yeah. So I went to this summit yesterday that we were invited to, and it was at this, I can't even remember what it's called. You know, it was really
Fairmont Windsor Park.
Yes. And it was near where the royals go on holiday. So we went for like a walk to see, and you could see the castle. There was honestly what looked like 10 kilometers down this like narrow path with this ginormous castle at the back. And I was just like, imagine if that was your summer home. You know, it was like the biggest, most beautiful building I've ever seen.
Oh, I love the country.
Oh, it was so stunning.
I really feel like I'm where I belong in the English countryside.
I agree.
I think it's my heritage. Yeah.
You know the film The Holiday?
Oh yeah.
That when Kate Winslet had her moment in the cottage. Oh no, sorry, Cameron Diaz had her moment in the cottage.
Oh yeah.
That was the moment I fell in love with the English countryside, and I thought I need to move to meet my Jude Law.
Oh my God, I feel like the English countryside people must be like, oh, the holiday.
It sucks out here. Don't even think about it.
It is very cute. It's so close to London, to be honest. Must go out there more.
Do you know what's interesting? I noticed this about myself though at this conference. So there was so many really smart people who were founders or investors, you know, and I noticed like when I used to work in radio or media and we would be interviewing like famous people, you know, like actual like Dua Lipa or Justin Bieber, you know, and at the time that was kind of scary and intimidating. And now I think if I saw someone famous in that way, I wouldn't be nervous or care really. But I was so nervous talking to these really successful people. I was like, wow, it's really interesting how my like what I value has changed or what I admire has changed, because I was just like having to build up the confidence, be like, hi, I was like, wow, this is pathetic. There was all these amazing entrepreneurs and all these amazing men, and they were all way older, and I was like, I have nothing in common with these people. And I also, it's really hard to explain, I was quite intimidated by the people that were there. Whereas if I was in a room full of famous people, I think I would be less so.
I was at the pub with this famous
girl.
This one.
I love her.
Yeah, she was so beautiful. I can never say her name.
Oh, Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse.
I see famous people all the time. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living in a movie.
I think here it's people care less. No one's going to go up and be asking for.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to Paul Mescal once in a bar, and I was this close to saying something, and
what would you say?
It would have been the moment I regret most in my whole life.
You're like, what's Gracie Abrams like?
No, this was pre them dating. I was like, oh my God. It's actually so cringe to think about in hindsight. So I was there with my friend Ollie, who was like very direct. Anyway, I floated the line that I was thinking of because he went to the toilet, and I was like, I think I'm just going to ask him this. And Ollie was like, for the love of God, do not promise me you will not say that. And then I thought about it the next day, and I was like, so glad I didn't.
And you have a bit of liquid courage, and you're like, no, it's a great idea.
He would have been like, oh, another chick trying to hit on me, but trying to masquerade by trying to seem normal and don't care about the fact I'm famous. Like, it was not good.
I nearly sat on Lorde. I did sit on Lorde at a bar. I was trying to squeeze him in a seat, and I was like, excuse me. And then I accidentally sat on this person, and then was like, and then I was like, oh my goodness.
Are you joking?
Everyone at the table could see who it was, but I obviously just was a bit delayed registering. And then I just sit next to her, and I was like, oh my God, this is so awkward. Anyway, yeah. That's
oh my God. She's actually playing in London in a few weeks.
I know. Tickets are too expensive.
I got some.
my budget.
I was given some.
Nice.
I know.
It's a date.
And I have a +1 and I'm like, who do I pick?
Oh my God, fun.
Like
How did you get given them?
I'm friends with and my friend dates someone who's in her band. But I feel like I have this like God's gift and I'm like, who deserves it? You know, do I give it does my sister get it as her birthday present?
My birthday's coming up.
Are you into her music?
Yes.
Okay, Vic, you're on the top of the list.
Can she not do another concert? Like it sells out so quickly. Like, okay, Olivia Dean, she has sold out 6 shows at the O2, which is like insane. And like Lorde's done 1. Come on, give us another.
Maybe she's embarrassed I won't sell out.
Yeah, I know, but so I'll buy it. I'll buy 1 ticket. I'll have the stadium to myself.
So, okay, so you're a fan.
Yes. She's a Kiwi. I remember at Coachella, she was playing at Coachella and I climbed, you know those rungs, you know those things where they stop shows and get security get you down. I climbed.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God. I climbed up there and I was hanging off.
You're like, sorry for sitting on you.
I was hanging off and security was like, get down, get down. And I was like, I'm a Kiwi. And he was like, okay. And then he let me there for like 5 minutes. And he was like, okay, down. The song ended. And he was like, down.
He let you stay. That's quite cute.
Well, he couldn't get me. You know, like, it's like shame. But yeah, I was like, my rationale, I'm a Kiwi. And it was when she was popping off. Like we were so far back. I couldn't see a thing. So,
okay, I think you're up there. Your top 2 choice.
In the markets.
What's happening in the markets?
Had a little blip in the market this week.
How blippy.
It's so funny. I prepped for this and the market's falling. And then you wake up and it's kind of gone back up a bit and you're like, no. But we had AMD. So that's the number 2 to NVIDIA.
Mm-hmm.
NVIDIA. They had their result out. Investors were a bit disappointed. We've also had now the longest government shutdown in history. Gold has also started to go back up. Bitcoin is now down 20%. It's below 100,000.
God, you're really throwing a lot of top lines here.
I know. This is kind of, so there's a lot.
More.
There's a lot that's like led to what people kind of thought would have been a bit of a bigger sell-off, a bit of a bigger fall in the markets, but they've kind of recovered a bit. So yeah, it's a bit of a non-event. But we're in a position now where I feel like any little thing could kind of throw things out of whack. Does that make sense?
Can we just backtrack for 1 second?
Yes.
Because I feel like all of those things, it was like headline, all things I wanted to know more about, and you just moved very swiftly along.
Yeah.
So why were people disappointed with AMD? Had they not sold enough chips or something?
No, just the share price had run so much. So the expectations are here.
Yeah.
And the result probably came in about here.
And this is what we spoke about last week with the whole bubble, right?
Yeah.
It's like, are people able to keep up with the expectations?
Yeah.
But then their results kind of showed people like, that's disappointing.
And it's like when a company delivers 100% revenue growth, but people were expecting 150. It's still amazing, but it's not what people had expected. And the share price is a reflection of expectations for the future.
Okay. Gold went up.
Yeah. And we know gold is a safe asset.
When people freak out, they're buying gold.
So that's really good. The fact that the market fell, gold went up. That's what we should see because people are uncertain and it's a safe place to keep your money.
Okay. And then Bitcoin was down 20%.
Yes. Bitcoin has been falling a lot.
Love this.
And if you think about it, no one's talking about it.
Yep. Great. Perfect. Guys, everyone listen. If you are into Bitcoin, I've been sitting here waiting for this to happen for ages because I knew it was going to go down again. I think I'm going to start buying Bitcoin. If it keeps going down, I'm fine with that. I actually would want it to go down more.
Were you buying in June?
I don't have a lot of money right now. And also, was June when it was doing really well?
No, June's just when it was back at the price it's at now.
I think what's happened here is unfortunately I rely far too heavily on you and your research to tell me what to do with my investments. And you haven't told me the times where it's been dropping. So I've missed those moments. And then we talk about it when it's peaking. And I'm like, damn it. So this is, I'm low-key blaming you. But what I'm trying to say here is I'm really glad that you brought up the fact that it is going down because most other financial news platforms don't really highlight it in a similar way. You're right, when no one's talking about it, it's like the secret bargain that people don't know about. I'm stoked about this. I feel like it's been maybe 9 months of me thinking, damn, it's so high, I can't bring myself to buy it, which I know is not the mentality to have, buy and hold, blah, blah, blah. But Bitcoin's so erratic. It goes so up and so down. So I was kind of like, there will be a moment to come back in where it doesn't make my skin crawl buying it so high. And I feel like that moment is now. We actually got a comment from Shannon. She was listening to the podcast on, I think, Spotify, and she just wrote, thanks so much for the bonus ep. It would be awesome to do an episode or even a whole series just on Bitcoin. It'd be cool to have a Bitcoin expert on, dive deeper. FYI, Bitcoin and crypto are very different, so it's worth keeping them separate rather than using the same terms interchangeably.
Well, yes, Shannon.
I didn't realize that. Hold
sorry.
on, Bitcoin
I'm like,
and crypto.
Rude. She wants a Bitcoin expert. No, sorry.
No, Shannon,
Love you,
we
Shannon.
get it. We know.
Yes,
this is
Bitcoin
not our area.
And cryptocurrency are different. Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. It's the most common. It's
Got
like
it.
it's like saying the S&P 500 and
One company in there.
yeah.
Right. So the blanket terminology for cryptocurrencies is crypto.
Yeah.
but Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency.
There's like
Yeah.
there's thousands of cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
Shannon, I would love to do an episode or a series on Bitcoin. I know I speak for not Victoria when I say I'm interested in crypto. You're not so much, but actually it could be quite interesting for you to be in those conversations to see if it changes your mind.
Yeah.
We had an expert on a couple of years ago, Janine from Easy Crypto, and she was great. But obviously things have changed, and it would be really good to get a sense check for how interested people are in crypto and Bitcoin. Perhaps comment any questions or topics that you would like to have covered, and we will find the right person to come on for that. Because I think it would be a really interesting time if it's falling to start highlighting it rather than doing the opposite.
It would be quite interesting to put out an episode on crypto when it's falling. And then
That's kind of what I mean.
And then an episode when it's doing well. And I reckon you'd get so many more listeners when it's doing well. But the smart ones would be the ones that listen when it's going down.
I think all of our listeners are very smart.
They are very smart. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Except you sometimes you like to get like FOMO.
I really do.
Yeah.
I sort of like jump between being clever and looking for sales and having massive FOMO.
That's all right. It takes time to learn to be like me. Speaking of experts, Warren Buffett, one of the most famous and cute looking.
We should get
investors.
a mural of his face just behind us.
Yeah.
Love him.
He has.
Is he working still?
Yeah.
Didn't he retire?
He announced his, what do you call it? Like a transition.
So he's in the middle of his
Berkshire
transition.
Hathaway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Palming it over. His succession, sorry, yeah. So Berkshire Hathaway, which is his investment company, has $382 billion of cash just sitting there.
That is a lot of money to not have invested when you're an investment company.
Imagine the interest on that you could get, even if you're getting 1%, 2%, 3% return. Anyway, he is sitting on
Bizarre.
the biggest cash pile he has ever sat on in terms of his investment company. If that is not a indicator of a bear market or the market about to fall.
Hold on. Bull goes up at its prey, right?
Yep. Bear.
Bear goes down. So bear means we're heading downward.
Yeah.
Is this like a big indicator that we are heading down a slope?
I mean, he's always had a lot of cash, but this is the world's most famous investor is not investing right now. Like, what does that tell you? It tells you that he thinks that things are too expensive. He can't see opportunities. There's no good places to put that money. And the best place is to keep it in the bank.
I mean, I'm kind of doing Warren Buffett right now, but it's just because I have no money.
I was like, if you have 382 billion, girl.
Wow.
Yeah. So if he's not buying, should we be buying?
Maybe not. I haven't been investing for about 6 months. And I know that's naughty.
No comment.
I know that's naughty, but A, we don't pay ourselves enough to have much left over. B, I put money into property. So I that's kind of been my investment of choice recently. The one thing that's making me want to invest is Bitcoin. That going down is making me want to invest.
No, but his stock, so the Berkshire Hathaway stock, it has invested in a lot of kind of old world companies. So like railroads, insurance, like kind of boring stuff. And therefore, when the market does have a correction, his stock, so the stock in his investment company, does tend to do well. So if you're wanting to have a few maybe more defensive names in your portfolio right now.
Okay. My question
This
here
is
is
not advice, but I'm like,
if Warren Buffett is a long-term investor, the way he invests is he buys and holds for a really, 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 really long period of time. Why would he then be trying to time the market by having money in, the way I'm interpreting this is that he's sitting on money to find a time where it's a better time to be investing.
He's not timing the market. He invests or purchases companies that he thinks are attractively valued, and he doesn't think there's attractive valuations right now on companies. So he thinks that all companies, well, most companies are very expensive compared to history, and so therefore he's just waiting there for a company to stuff up or a company to not do well or a new opportunity that's at an attractive price. It's not that the whole market's going to fall and he's going to pile in. Like, he is sitting on cash that is bigger than the entire size of Goldman Sachs, of Coca-Cola, of Shopify, of Disney. Like, he could buy those whole companies and swallow them up. Yeah. So when he moves, it's not with a little move. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, when Netflix had its issue and it was kind of post-COVID, it had this big rush up of people purchasing Netflix because we're stuck at home. And then it had this big lull where it had very low growth of users and of revenue. That would have been, if it had got to a point where Warren Buffett had seen it, you know, as an attractive investment, that would have been the time when he would have jumped in. So it's not when the whole market falls off. I mean, that could be, he probably would, but it's when a company he thinks could be doing a lot better than it is right now and still has potential.
Okay.
But we got asked actually whether Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway would participate in the OpenAI IPO. And my thinking is no. He hasn't invested in pretty much any tech companies because he doesn't understand technology.
For anyone that doesn't know, he's like nearly 100.
He invested in Apple and that was like, whoa, you know, but he was like, well, it's a consumer company essentially.
Also, if his whole thing is he's wanting to buy businesses that are valued appropriately, surely OpenAI is going to be jumping onto the scene at a very high valuation. Like, definitely. It's almost the opposite of the way he invests, right?
Yeah. And you're right. He's a long-term investor. So he would sit in the sidelines and he'd be like, you know what? Yes, I may have missed out on buying that company and it's done really well, but you know, the companies that he's invested in have been around for a long period of time. They've had ups, they've had downs. And I think it's a really good lesson is that, you know, if an IPO does really well or Bitcoin does really well, or something does really well, like the world changes every single day. There, I guarantee you will be another time that you can purchase that company or that asset.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, you're right. Warren Buffett is being succeeded soon. So would he make a big ballsy move right now? Probably not. Would his successor? Probably not, because he just wants to, like, you know, let's just
fly under the radar.
Let's just have the status quo. We don't want to rock the boat. So I don't know.
Surely if he was going to make a big call like investing in OpenAI, he would be doing it while he's there so he can front the decision rather than leaving his successor in the wake of like, what the f*** are you up to?
But I'm sorry, if you've categorically said that I don't invest in tech companies because I don't understand, and then you go invest in the newest technology on the planet, people will be like, you okay? You okay, hon?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a bit rogue is what I'm saying. And this is what's made Warren Buffett so successful. He has stuck true to his investing strategy from day one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
let's not go be making some big bets when you're 95, Warren. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. But I think that he's invested a certain way for a really, really, really long period of time.
And it's been very successful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then that's the thing. It's like, as soon as you start changing that, it's like, as soon as, you know, we invest for the long term, we take long-term views. As soon as you start investing for quick wins, it doesn't work. Your investing strategy doesn't work. As soon as you change something that's been tried and true for so long.
It's also, it's kind of like if someone is known for making really, really good pizzas and then all of a sudden they try making pies and they're shit. Yeah. Like, well, I trusted you because I liked your pizza and now your pie sucks. You know? So if he's got, his cash pile, 382 billion, but like the amount that his company is worth, Berkshire Hathaway, and the amount of people that have invested in that business because they believe in his strategy because that's what he is known for him to all of a sudden start making pies would be scary for his share price.
But also, if I thought that the stock market's going to fall and I was really concerned about the future, this is a company I'd want to invest in. They're holding $382 billion in cash. Like, if
why would you invest in that?
Because if the market falls, they've got so much cash. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
and that's a good thing because then they're getting things at a cheaper price.
Well, no, they're protected from moves.
Oh, because also, so much of their money is not in the stock market right now. If it falls, their share price will still be okay.
Yeah. And then also, they've got ammunition to then go and invest.
I'm hearing here is there's a few very good opportunities that we've been speaking about. Subtle, love it.
Yes. Also, some fantastic news in the UK this week. From September 2028, not that long away, two and a half.
Wait, do you mean a year?
2 years.
Oh, God, I was thinking the 28th of September. So sorry, September 2028.
In 2 years' time,
Yeah.
financial literacy will be compulsory for all primary and secondary school students in England.
No way.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, kids are going to learn about like money management.
How the fuck
I know.
is that not a part of the school system?
I
Like,
know.
it is absolutely, I would go as far as saying barbaric.
But we've been
is
harping on
bizarre.
about it for so long, for 5 years in New Zealand, and very little change has come in New Zealand. And this has come in England from pressure from the parents. So, yeah.
If you imagine, if you think about our listeners who obviously did not get that in school, and some may be lucky enough to have had it from their parents, but imagine how fast-tracked this, like the learning curve would have been for people listening to our podcast or getting to the place where they're splitting their pay properly or investing. If you knew that from age 10, you are miles ahead of where we are. Like if it wasn't such a foreign concept to learn about things like compounding interest and blah, 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 it took me so long to understand the basics. If it was just known from the beginning and you just grew up learning this stuff, you wouldn't be scared of investing. You would be so like
It's funny. There was another podcast that was talking about this in Australia, and Australia is actually probably one of the most forward in terms of this. Still like it's still optional and voluntary, but to teach this, but they're miles ahead of New Zealand and the UK. But they were like, there was a bit of backlash, and they were, and a lot of comments were saying that it's on the parents to teach kids this.
It is not, because the parents don't know how to teach it.
I was like, but parents haven't been taught it. It's generational, like, and their parents haven't been taught it. And so, like, in order to break the cycle, that needs to be taught in schools, and it needs to be.
It is education too.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not teaching your kid how to brush their teeth at school.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not manners. It's like you're teaching them
actual life
education.
skills.
Yeah.
It's education.
which is an extension of maths and business and like all of that. It's just, yeah.
I mean, I learned how to make dog food at school.
I learned the recorder.
Do you imagine being the teacher and teaching 20 children blowing into some plastic, annoying sounding thing? It would be.
And the dribble that dribbled out the end.
Oh my God. Far out. That's actually feral. Oh my God.
And then we'd just shove it in our school bags and like with that, yeah.
God.
Can we just backtrack? Why were you taught to make dog food?
I was doing food tech.
I did
Food
that,
tech.
yeah.
And it was, I don't know why we were making dog food, but that was the project. And I was having to make nutritious food for dogs. I think I made like little sausage roll looking things.
I loved school. I loved science. I just kept lighting shit on fire. Quite a pyro. You know, it's like, oh, I wonder if I do this.
Onto the Bunsen burner.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, financial literacy. This is the latest overhaul in like the last 10 years of the curriculum in the UK. So this is major. This is major, major, major.
So is it now going to be compulsory for all students?
And if you think about it, like students are making online purchases. They're like very much need to know like basic money management and all of that. Like, yes, you might be like, oh, but they're not getting paid. They don't have a paycheck. But there is so much more before that you need to learn in terms of just even saving, spending, investing, like those 3 buckets from day one, like so incredibly
So
important.
this is coming in 2 years' time.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I wonder if in the future all of those kids will everyone have a specific way that they manage money based on how they learned at school. You know, like
Yeah.
because we all teach different ways of managing your money, of investing. Everyone has a different approach. So to find one that's kind of this is what we're teaching everybody, I wonder if it will stick.
Yeah, you're right. Because like maths is very much like 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, like there's
And
no
then
different answer.
And whereas like when you get to history, like depends what version of history you're taught in school is what you kind of grow up to believe, or like, yeah, you're right.
Like, we talk about essentials, non-essentials, and your future money. Imagine if like millions of kids are learning just about, I don't know, bucketing their money into 5, I don't know, categories.
Yeah.
Like it'll just be interesting to see like what is the tried and true method that they choose to teach that generation. A lot of our audience are probably older than 25, right?
Yeah, they probably learnt the recorder versus financial literacy.
Yeah. So, but we do have something that we're launching in Feb that's perfect for anyone that is 25 or under and doesn't really has missed that opportunity to learn in school. So I don't know if you know anyone of that age, like either just left school, just started uni, send them the Curve podcast, send them this, and they can just follow the show and they'll be notified when that launches.
Yeah.
Because there is obviously a huge generation of people still who have already left school.
Or even in their last years of school or, they haven't been taught this.
But that's amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Curve's
cool.
going out of business.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Like if they're all
Or
starting
we'll become teachers.
What?
At UK schools. Imagine if you could come to our class. I would come.
You'd be teaching.
Yeah, imagine us just with a room full of students
I honestly
right now.
reckon I'd be a terrible teacher.
We went to talk at a school in Auckland and I was like, now get out your phones and put a reminder, and they all just sat there and I was like, oh, they're not allowed phones at school. I was like,
Wait, where was that? Was I there?
And we were like,
God, it was hard to get them to concentrate.
Totally. It was
wasn't
their lunch break, and the last thing I wanted to learn about was Kiwi Saver.
I'm pretty sure I
like,
took treats. Like I think I took a cake or something to try to bribe them to listen. And still I was like, I felt like I was doing gymnastics in front of them and they were just so bored.
There was like one or two, and one was asleep, literally asleep. And I remember being like, oh gosh. Like,
And then we were the feedback from the people that had organised were like, the girls loved it. I was like, don't lie to me.
yeah.
They hated it.
Anyway, yes. The earlier that you can learn this stuff, the better.
Sorry, I
15
can't
years ago.
stop thinking about the school experience. I felt like the really uncool older sister that was like so far past being cool that they weren't ever going to listen to me.
I felt like it was the first time I realised probably what a boomer felt like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, I promise I'm not that
like,
embarrassing.
I'm a cool mom, you
Yes.
know? It's like, oh gosh.
I kept trying to make jokes and stuff and they just nothing landed. It was
Like
really
we were like,
bad.
when we were at school, we had backpacks on. They're just like, okay, cool guys, hurry up. This is my lunch break. No, they were a lovely group of girls.
Yes, but the most disengaged people we've ever spoken to.
Just a quick update also on the Strava IPO. We don't have a date yet, but just a little stat that we had the New York Marathon last week and it was the most attended ever for the New York Marathon. There were 60,000 people, which again just plays into this whole running theme. People are loving running, and the flow-on effect is they're loving Strava.
I wonder if, I mean, there's lots of reasons why everyone loves actually running. Running's like run clubs have become such a thing, all of that. But also Pilates, yoga, fitness classes have become so unaffordable. I mean, I would love to be going to Pilates. There's no way, I can't even look at a Pilates studio. It's just not in my budget.
You're like, oh, there goes £2.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's more like 40.
No, I mean like by just looking at it.
Yeah. No, it's so
costs you to walk past.
expensive. And I wonder if the boom in running is it's easy, it's quick, you don't have to travel to a class.
Free, yeah.
It's free.
It gets you outside. You have
It's
the community element.
There's
Yeah.
yeah.
And then also we have had the biggest exodus in people leaving New Zealand in August ever.
What?
Ever.
Do you mean on holiday? August is a very good holiday time.
Permanently leaving. 74,000 people leaving little old New Zealand, and 60% of those going to Australia. And it's all because of the weak economy there, the cost, the rising cost of everything, the low wages, like the opportunities are just way better overseas right now. And my heart breaks a little bit for New Zealand. But don't worry, I'm coming home just for a holiday.
Just for a holiday. But like it is, I think New Zealand is such an amazing place to live. It's such a beautiful country and I love everybody there. But it is really hard to survive with low wages and expensive cost of living. Like
Totally. When you're at the bottom of the world, food costs a lot to get there. Like everything costs a lot to get there. And everything's so much more expensive in
God,
Australia.
that's quite scary in terms of if the economy is already struggling and then that many people are leaving.
Yeah.
Just like the talent to be able to attract
Oh,
people to be doing good work. Oh, God.
we've got a real issue.
real issue.
Real issue. But don't worry, coming home.
Actually, yeah. Do you know what? We are coming home. If there's any brands, people who would like to work with us when we're home across Jan, Feb, March, get in touch.
In a couple of days' time, we have a very exciting podcast. It is from Nat from Google, and we released this in the club earlier, and it went down an absolute treat. She talked about all things AI, and she has actually said recently that Google has now started putting data centers in space, which is insane because there's not enough room on the earth. So anyway, that's the kind of conversation that we had with Nat. If you want to hear it, it's absolutely incredible. And yeah, I kind of sat there and forgot I was interviewing, to be honest. It was amazing.
I was quite sad to miss that conversation. I wasn't a part of it. But yeah, that's coming out in a couple of days. So keep an eye out. If you don't already subscribe to the show, can you hit follow and then you'll be notified every time an episode comes out. Okay, bye. Have a good week.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And if you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you did hate it, please, don't leave one if you hate it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet. Yeah. See you next Tuesday. Lol. See you next Tuesday. I mean Monday.
No, actually though, new episodes out every Tuesday. Okay, quickly. The Curve was created to empower and educate you about investing, but we are not financial advisors.
Our platform exists for educational purposes only, and it doesn't provide personalized investing advice for your individual needs and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision.
And always remember to do your own research before making any investment or financial decision.
We're here for any knowledge and support you need, but the final call is always yours.
And thanks for being here.
You got this.
Yeah, we know you got this.
I'm Vic Harris, an ex-financial expert. Oh, sorry. Wow.
Welcome to The Curve Weekly, our podcast where I was going to say where we read the news, but I'm like, it's where you read the news.